Yes, I'm in. Just when I thought I'd caught up on these blogs, I'm now another week behind. But I am in Peru. I've been here for almost a week now. Met with Rich for the first time in 3 months, which has been really good. Had a really good first week here. Been to a festival, checked out Cusco quickly. But what I want to catch up on today is finishing my final week in Colombia, which was a good one, a really good one, especially one of the places I went to, which I'll come to nice and quick, speed through this. Basically, end of the last vlog, I've just been doing that really sick brown water rafting in San Gil, which is the village that's about 8 hours north by bus from Bogota. So I took a bus down to Bogota, capital of Colombia, by far the biggest city. No one seems to quite agree on how many people live there, but it's somewhere between like 9 and 12 million. Basically, it's absolutely massive. Stayed in an area called the Candelaria, which is kind of like the old town. It's pretty cool. Had a walk around. I met up with Daisy, who is a girl I used to work with in a pub in Melbourne like 9 years ago. She's from Bogota. The beauties of Instagram and social media meant that we chatted again, so I met with her, which is really cool. Hung out with her to see her for the first time in all that time. It was great to catch up with her. And cool to have someone local to show me around a bit, tell me some stuff about the city. I went to the Gold Museum, which is quite an interesting museum in the middle of Bogota. Saw some interesting bits and pieces, a load of history around the old pre-Columbian invasion sort of tribes and societies that lived in Colombia. Very, very interesting. I'm not going to start talking about them here, but yeah, it was really cool. And if you're ever in Bogota, I definitely recommend going to that museum. So that was cool. Just spent a few days in Bogota. Basically, I had booked this flight, which gave me a week to go, and I decided that I really wanted to get down to the Tatacoa Desert, aka the Red Labyrinth Desert, which is further south, another sort of 6 or 7 hours south of Bogota, and not too far from where I was like 2 months ago when I arrived. But because I took a different route, I never got there. So I decided I would just leave my bags in Bogota and go down for a couple of days. Yes, it was so worth it. I can't believe I nearly didn't see this place. How to describe it? Basically, it's called a desert, even though it's fairly green. But basically, there's these amazing sort of cool rock formations. You just have to drive 6 hours on a bus and then get like a little 4x4 just to take you there. And then the landscape starts to change as you're going through. And then you need to get a little tuk-tuk just to get right out into the desert. And you're presented with this. This is one of the places that it looks like. It's these crazy, beautiful rock sand formations that you're just looking out. You can also walk around like through them. I think I've got a video there. So it was just absolutely stunning, breathtaking. Like, I met a Dutch couple who I hung out with, and also an Irish lad called Shane. Walked around, so there's all of those red formations, like the sunsets, because you're just in this flat plain, and like all around you in the distance there is mountains, but really far off. So you're in this kind of, I don't know if it's like a basin, but it's just fucking stunning. I mean, this is a sunset. So that was really cool. I went on a fairly ill-advised bike ride with Shane to get sort of through the desert, which was pretty hard going, and it was super hot. But we got to see other similar rocks that were the same but like bright grey. There's some really, really cool pictures of those too. But overall, that place was just gorgeous, really cool, really different to anywhere else I've been, even really different to the desert, which kind of blew me away a couple of weeks before in the north of Colombia, and an amazing way to kind of finish my trip there. I went back to Bogota. I had a couple more days there. I went up to Monserrate, which is the big hill that overlooks Bogota. You have to take a cable car up there. And then you just get this insane view. You really get a feel for how massive the city is. I mean, it looks like this. So yeah, that was like really worth doing. And yeah, 10 weeks I've done in Colombia now. It's kind of nuts. 10 blogs. All the stuff I've done, travelled slowly. What a ridiculously good country. Like even in that time, there's loads of places that I wanted to go to, and I've not had the chance to. So, you know, never say never to coming back here. I feel coming back there. But yeah, overall, absolutely class. I then flew from Bogota to Cusco to meet Rich, but that's a perfect way to end this blog. Short and sweet. Red Labyrinth Desert was amazing. Bogota was cool, if fairly sketchy. I went on a night out with 4 people from the hostel, so 5 of us, and of those to the club we went to, Gringo Tuesdays, 2 of them had their phone pickpocketed separately, so yeah, that seems like fairly commonplace in Bogota, but you know, it is what it is. And yeah, still cool to see it. So yeah, Travelers 10, it's been really big, but I should probably just leave that, because since coming to Peru I've just had like 4 new additions in the last couple of days, so we need to update the stats. So I'll talk about that one in the next Peru blog. But yes, as always, thanks for watching. Loads of love. Drop me a message, let me know what you're doing, and yeah, I'll speak to you soon. Mwah. This place is just insane. I don't know how many places like this there are in the world.